When he opened his eyes, he found a bunch of little people standing on his body. Having accidentally entered the land of the little people, he was seen as a monster and nailed down on the beach. Startled, Jack let out a furious roar and used all his strength to break free from the restraints. The wooden stakes were uprooted, and the little people were lifted into the air. The giant had awakened. The little people scattered in fear. Seeing this, the general leaped onto his horse, grabbed a 10-meter-long sword, and thrust it towards Jack's 8-meter-long foot. Then, 8 little people threw hooks to grab Jack's underwear. All that flesh had grown in vain. Jack lost his balance and fell. When Jack woke up again, he found himself tied to a large truck, being pulled towards the city. The people had never seen such a giant before and gathered to watch. In no time, he was brought to the palace. The little people used iron chains to pull him up. His nearly 100-meter height truly shocked the princess. What kind of creature was this? Jack was then thrown into the dungeon with only some straw for lunch. Jack immediately became unhappy.
Enough with the beast! I may be a giant, but I have feelings!
There, he met Arthur, who had been imprisoned due to the general's jealousy for flirting with girls. The two, sharing the same fate, became friends. The next day, Jack was treated like a cow and began plowing the fields under the general's control. But before he could plow 2 acres, the city's alarm sounded. Enemies were attacking. The general quickly controlled Jack, striding towards the palace. As soon as they returned to the palace, they discovered someone trying to kidnap the princess. The general promptly made Jack kneel and jumped off the control platform to save the princess, not allowing anyone else to intervene. Arthur thought the general must be out of his mind, so he immediately removed the shackles on Jack. Just as the princess was about to be abducted, a giant head popped out. With one hand, he grabbed each enemy soldier and threw them into the river. Then he used his hand to pick up the princess and set her on the ground. As the princess was thanking Jack, the alarm sounded again. It turned out that the king was trapped in a sea of fire, his life hanging by a thread. Jack wanted to rush to the rescue, but where could he find so much water? Out of options, Jack unexpectedly took off his pants in public.